All right, thank you. So, we're down to the old business, trapping at the park. I don't know if you folks remembered, but back early spring, I did receive an email and a phone call from and I'm sure I'm going to pronounce this wrong, but it's Necha D. Marrero Gonzalez, and she is, these acronyms are PHSS officer. I believe that they were doing the study in cooperation or in conjunction with the Cornell University, and this is the USDA. And it says here, greetings, and this is Reed the Thomas Felton Park. I'm reaching out to inform you that trapping season for this year is officially over. I have taken down the traps that were placed in the Thomas Felton Park. We are happy to announce that no invasive species were found this season. We appreciate the town of Plattekill working with the USDA. We look forward to continuing the efforts in next year's season. Best regards, Nietzsche D. Marrero Gonzalez. So what this was, they were looking for invasive species, bugs, beetles, things that would actually come in, eat the trees, kill the trees, lay the eggs in there, and so forth. So it was actually a pretty interesting study, and I did ask her to conclude the study with their findings, and she did. And that's been going on all over the Hudson Valley. A lot of places, as we've looked through the Hudson Valley, you can see some of the forests are becoming sparsely populated with the trees. They're falling down, whatever. They're getting hit with that some kind of a beetle, pine borer beetle or whatever, and killing a lot of the trees. So it's nice that they went in, they identified not only the bug species that are over there, but the types of trees that we have. And I anticipate that they'll probably reach out again next spring, hopefully so, and they'll put the traps up again. A lot of folks didn't even know that the traps existed through the woods, through the trails, the fields, and I don't know the amount, but I did see one or two of them out there, so that was a pretty good study. So the next thing, mulch removal and playground update. So I will tell you this, that I'm going to kind of piggyback this all together with Plattekill Day. So during Plattekill Day, we had Touch a Truck, which it was fantastic, and there was a lot of construction equipment that came in. And previously with our playground, we anticipated and agreed, the board, to spend up to $10,000 for removal of the mulch. That was the estimate that we had from the folks that were doing the playground, and the anticipation was for them to remove the mulch, and then they would be installing the playground equipment on fresh soil that they had removed. It just made sense. We found a place, AK Farms, that would take the mulch and they would compost it, and in turn we were going to get some of the topsoil back for the material. So it's kind of a win-win situation all around. So funny enough, when the equipment started pulling in, Councilman Fazio said, why don't we go get them? What are they going over there for? And through conversations with those folks, AK Farms, Walter Hacker, and I want to get the name right. Marion, was that Green Meadow?
Green Meadow.
LLC or Green Meadow? I can't remember what it was, but it was Green Meadow Landscaping, Walter Hacker, and also Scott Barkley from Gardner. I talked to those folks at the end of the day, and graciously, they brought their equipment out, and instead of doing it on Plattekill Day, where we would disturb the dust and the food being around and what have you, they showed up 10 o'clock Sunday morning, and collectively, all together, we removed all the mulch. Not only were we able to remove the mulch, but there was some footings, so to speak. There was concrete piers that were still there and other items, and we were able to take that, and AK Farms took it all, which very, very, very appreciative. I mean, that was just a fantastic event. And probably, I would say, within 5 hours, that park was ready to have the equipment put in. So that being said, I really want to say a huge thank you to those folks, and also to bring in Plattekill Day. This year's Plattekill Day, I know it was the best Plattekill Day we ever had. And thank you very much to our town clerk, Sarah Nelson, and Mary Ann Depew for all the work you guys did. It was off the hook great.
Thank you.
So, let me just see. With that being said, the mulch was removed. Plattekill Day was a great success. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Today, the playground equipment was delivered, I want to say probably around 9:30 this morning, and the truck was unloaded, I would say by noon or shortly after, and the equipment already is starting to be installed. So things are looking good down there. The anticipation of completion is probably about 3 weeks before it's done. There's still other stuff that's going on down there. The Buildings and Grounds Department is putting in concrete patios at the entrance to the pickleball court, and the anticipation is to put a bench on that concrete so folks can change their sneakers or shoes or whatever. We'd like to put something down there like those shoe brushes where you can run your feet through to clean them before you get on the pickleball court. There's some material that has to be brought around the pickleball court, the Gaga court, to be landscaped, and then grass will be planted. Also, with the playground, it's not going to be the exact same footprint, so there's going to be a little bit of landscaping to be done around that as well. So once we see what that looks like with all the equipment that's we have purchased to be installed, at the end of that, there may be room to add some additional equipment possibly next year, and we'll look for grants for that if there's room. Further, the anticipation is that we're going to look into putting benches down there and around the park. We did have 3 benches in front of the trees by the little gazebo, and when they removed the playground equipment, they ended up taking the benches out. They thought that that was included in the playground equipment, but quite honestly, I would probably say it was through half life, so it was probably a good thing they took it so we can replace them with something more up to date, maybe something steel or concrete that'll last a lot longer. Where the pickleball court is, I'm waiting right now for the estimates on the poles and the netting to put up at least 1, if not 2, volleyball courts behind. And that's something that we intend to do in-house. And basically what we'll do is we'll put the posts in the grounds, the nets, and try to dig it out or hog it out and put sand in there so we can have a sand pit for volleyball. So things are coming along really good down there. There's a lot of other things issues that we have to look at. The park, a lot of folks are probably not going to like to hear this, but the park is not supposed to have dogs in the park. And I will have to say that Plattekill Day, I stopped counting at 30, and I'm going to say without any hesitation, I'm going to say that was probably twice that amount and that I saw. I don't know the ones that I didn't see, but there was a lot of dogs down there, and a lot of dogs that were
not friendly.
Didn't somebody get
Somebody got
chased by a dog while we were there?
Yeah, there was a couple of incidents with that, but a lot of folks walk their dogs in the fields down the back and through the woods, and that's one thing. But to actually bring your dog into the park, we can't have that. So we're going to have to address that issue, and I'm sure it's not going to sit very kindly with a lot of folks, but it's a reality that we're facing. So that's something we're going to have to address. The other thing with the park, as Councilman Castillo alluded to earlier, he would like to see, and rightfully so, some sort of a concrete sidewalk or walkway from the parking area to the pavilion so it can actually easily walk. I know it's grass. I know the grades are ADA compliant, but it makes no sense not to have something that we can push freely a wheelchair up the hill without any effort or a little effort, and as well as walking up there. So that's something we're going to look at also.
And also on that note, because I know it'll come back to us shortly,
Yeah.
the next question, any of the playground equipment, is it going to be accessible for handicapped kids?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That was one of our target goals, to make that playground ADA compliant so we can have handicapped kids in there. And also, I will say that Ms. Laskowski, you had suggested or requested that we have some sort of a picnic table that a wheelchair can get up and under. And yes, the anticipation is that we're going to try to put together something and come up with some kind of an idea. And not that there's only one, but there's more than one. It's not just one person comes. A lot of times 2 people come. We had a great event that happened at the park this summer, and I can't say enough about that too, was the Olympics. And the Olympics that went on, it was great. And those folks really, I'm looking forward to next year. I hope that they pick us again next year. It really was a good event, and we have to make it ADA compliant. That's just the right thing to do.
And at this but we wanted to get another walkway from the pavilion to the playground.
To the playground.
This way, anybody that's handicapped could come up and use the bathroom. If they're in the playground, they could have a walkway, and they're not going through the grass. And our seniors should be able to walk
Can't even
with
get to
their
the
walker.
food.
No,
You can't get up the hill to the food.
that's why we're trying. We have this plan, and we're going to name one of them Capola Lane.
Thank you. Well, one from the car parking to the
That's where it is.
Yeah, for the car park.
That's where it started.
All right. So we have a lot of things going on as far as the park goes, and we've already. I don't want to say we've completed everything because we haven't. We're in the process, and the process is long and drawn out. We always wish it could go quicker, and we wish it could go smoother, and we wish we could do more and more and more. But we're doing the best we can with what we have. Right? And again, going back just to piggyback on Plattekill Day, I anticipate and hope that next year Plattekill Day will only be bigger and better. It was great this year, but I think we have some opportunities to just keep on running with it. It's really, really incredible the job that you guys did. It really is. All right.
Yeah, they coordinated everything, but there was other people also that helped them and to make it a success. Everybody that participated in the car show, everything. So they spearheaded it, and they did a great job. And there was a lot of other people that need the thanks also.
Yep. Thank you. Yeah, so everybody, the highway department went out setting up. I mean, everybody. Your committee for Citizen of the Year, you guys did a lot of work. I know Mark was running around with the camera all day. So everybody had a piece of the action, which was really, really great.